Hi everybody, this is Heather Boonster from up at the Fort Saskatchewan Families First Society office. And we're doing segment number 2 of
These Are the People in Your Neighborhood.
And today we're so happy that Lorraine walked through our door. Hi Lorraine.
Hi, how are you, Heather?
Excellent, how are you?
Oh, I'm well, thank you.
Good, good. Can you please tell everybody what you do in our neighborhood?
Mostly volunteer. I belong to your board, of course, Families First, and I also belong to Special Transportation. We're raising funds right now to buy a new van for the seniors because we sort of subsidize them and that helps them get along and get through town and do what they have to.
So important.
Oh, for sure, because otherwise they would be in their homes. I belong to the Pioneer House, that's what I was trying to get out. And on that board, I'm sort of in charge of the kitchen, so we supply meals for the seniors twice a month, all through from September through May, and the cost is paid by the people. I also belong to the Seniors Working Group, which we meet once a month, and we do stuff there too.
Excellent. You're a very busy person.
I try to be. It keeps me out of trouble sometimes, but it doesn't keep me out of the fridge.
What about this that you have on your lap?
I do some quilting. I love to quilt. I find that it's my Valium, and I usually donate my quilts to different charities. When I first started quilting, we used to make quilts for the Willamore Children's Home. I haven't done any there, but I've made a lot for just downtown here for yourselves, for different organizations that really need quilts. And at one point I did make 3, which we raffled and raised funds for Special Transportation.
What a good idea.
Yeah.
And I know that the families that we give the quilts to really appreciate it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, anything that they can cover up and keep warm. I can't even imagine being cold and hungry. You know, there's just nothing worse.
What brings you into our office today? Right.
Well, I wanted to donate a bunch of stuff that I had at home, so I thought, oh, I've got all these pencils and crayons and, of course, some iced tea or lemon tea because it's hot and you need something to drink, and that's just refreshing.
You're always thinking of it.
You can have it hot or cold, it doesn't really matter, so yeah.
And why does Families First hold a special place in your heart?
I think because as a child, my parents lost their home, and we were left with just about nothing. So it was neighbors and neighbors' friends and just people that knew that Mom and Dad needed help, brought stuff. And it instilled in me the point that when we have, we should share. And usually when you do that, you get rewarded tenfold. I mean, it doesn't have to be money. It's just a good feeling that you get. And the helping of other people is what satisfies me personally. You know.
Thank you. Salty or sweet?
Salty. Cheesies and popcorn, but mostly cheesies. Just a little bit of diet pop.
All right, so if people are walking past Pioneer House, they can drop off some cheesies.
Oh, you bet. Yeah. Never refuse.
What are you reading these days?
I'm reading a book called Elm Creek Quilts Sampler, and it's sort of 3 stories in one. You can buy them separately, and I picked this up at Pioneer House one day, and I found it so interesting because it kind of deals with a lady who had a beautiful home. And this was like, it would remind me of, say, Missouri or Mississippi or around there. And she was the last one, and she had this beautiful home, and it turns out that she turned it into kind of a bed and breakfast. People would come and quilt, and, you know, it was just really nice. And that's, I think in my other life, if I get one, that's what I'd like to do, is have a big old house with sewing machines in every room and that kind of thing. Yeah.
Oh, wonderful. And our last question for you, Lorraine. Can you please share something special about yourself that maybe the audience wouldn't know?
Well, I think the special thing would be that about 6 years ago I almost passed away because I choked. And had it not been for a very special teacher at the school where I was working, I probably wouldn't be here. And I think my life was spared because I had lots of fabric and lots of quilts to make. And my husband always gives me a hard time. How many more times are you going to cut that piece of fabric up? Well, I'll finish when it fits, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, type of thing.
Well, thank you, Lorraine.
Oh, thank you so much.
For being in our lives.
Oh, yeah. It's great. It's great.
Thank you for joining us for
These are the people in your neighborhood.
See you next time.